Hello, everyone. My name is Leonard Lange, and today I'm here to share my new podcast. It's called Flyway Focus. One, do I think this will go anywhere? The answer is no. But two, I think this is good for me, just learning how to speak a little bit clearly, share some ideas. I know there will be a few people that are interested in what I have to say, but until I get like 100 viewers per episode or even 1,000, I think I'll kind of get my unfiltered opinion. And like I said, I don't expect this to go anywhere, but I think it'd be fun for 20 episodes. And I just wanna, I think there's a niche for individual like for me. So Flyway Focus, what you can see here, once again, a great image generated by ChatGPT, but I think there's a need for a podcast for men in their 30s, and there's a lot going on, a lot of changes. You can see here we have a father and a child here. I think that's me. I'm in my 30s, working on a career, going to have two young children soon, and I just think it's a little tougher for males as opposed to women to kind of like reach out and bond and connect, especially in a increasingly digitized world. And so I feel like I have some insights to share and could possibly help some people, and at the very least, help with my public speaking and going forth and my career going forward. And I've thought about it a lot. You can say things and get canceled, but I think just with the volume of media that we have nowadays, like there you can say something one week and then it'll be totally forgotten, or can pretend like it never happened. So yeah, this flyway focused. We have the key areas. We have the parent and the father and the child here. We have grain field. So another thing about flyway, why I came up with this name is I wanted to talk mostly about North Dakota and Minnesota centric topics. And took me a while to think of a name, but Flyway, like we have the migration of birds coming up and they really hit this area. I mean, obviously everywhere, but I mean, it is central. And so it was catchy. And I think this is a good name going forward. Things can always change. I'm hoping to do 20 episodes. I think that would be good. Obviously, things change, but yeah, anyways, points to share. We have family, we have farmland, which is kind of like Minnesota, North Dakota. Then we have sports, basketball up here, and then it's kind of like a microchip. So just a lot of different things going on. So we'll just kind of go from there. I have a few topics. I don't want to go longer than 20 minutes, at least for starting out, because I just want to hit a couple things and go from there, and we'll get feedback and all that and see what people are interested in. But talk about the podcast, talk about this poker club I've started, kind of my views and thoughts on about where it's going and why I'm proud of it, and I think the pros and cons are. And then I want to do like a we'll just do a little quick media review about the media landscape. We won't get into like politics on this episode, but I just want to show the challenges of that I think are facing the industry and why we're increasingly going to get towards the slop and garbage of Instagram Reels, TikTok, and all of those things. And then lastly, I'm going to do a quick movie review for a couple movies I've watched, end with something kind of fun. So without further ado, we have this is my YouTube channel. We'll kind of keep this going here. I'll post things, and I have some other interviews with some high quality individuals to share. So, as you can see, there isn't a lot of views. Things are always subject to change, but we had a lot of fun and some good reception between those. So, here we have first, I want to discuss the poker league that we have going on. It's been very successful so far. I've had a lot of fun running it, and it's been going on almost a year. I think we started in May of last year, and probably once to every 2 months, we get a bunch of guys, mostly from the Rolla Fargo area, and it's just been taken off. One, it's fun to win money off your friends, but like this is not the way to do it if you're going to get rich or anything like that. The buy-in's relatively small, $40. It's not nothing, but like that's going out to eat or a night at the bar. It's just funny to see what people like judge their money to spend, or like if you're going with a friend and they're worried about going to the cheapest place all the time, maybe they don't, even though they have more money, it's like, well, maybe they don't really value your friendship. And listen, you don't have to go to an expensive place, but I do have a couple friends who like always catering to like go to the lowest value Timberwolf tickets, which is fine, but if you're going to like argue about 15, $20 and I see that you're going to concerts, and that definitely cost a lot more. It's like I can take a hint. There's nothing wrong with that, but I just want to say like make sure you're on the same page with friends, and I don't think $40 is too much for once a month. It's yeah, so this is pokernow.club. It's been a fantastic website. Easy to use. It's you don't need to like create an account. You just like click and sit. So start a new game, for example, and I always just go Lenny here. And everybody can kind of see what's going on, but I just 4,000 chips, that's what we kind of aim for, and then everybody else can join in, and I just use it all through Venmo. It works very well. I understand some people have reservations about Venmo or Cash App and stuff, and I get it, but just kind of got to adapt to the way things are, and it's fair. And like, if I'm in charge of paying people money on the same night, I want to be able to have that money in my account. And everyone's been pretty friendly. I think $40 is reasonable. I mean, it can get up to 400. I think it did get up to $700-800 one night, and that's a good amount. But you know, if I lose someone over 120, like I hope they do well, but it's a good sign not to bring them back. And like I said, I think $40 keeps people engaged and in focus, and people want to come back. And it's important that, you don't lose your ass every time. It's fun to win once in a while. For example, Jake Jordan said he hasn't been playing the best, but he had a good run last time. So that was good to see, even though that came at the expense of my pocket aces. And so we have some game configurations. These are pretty good. I do like setting antes. We just doing the standard. I think we've been doing 80 cents and a buck 60 for blinds. That seems like a good sweet spot where it can get things going pretty quickly, but also not too I don't know, too I can't too oppressive. That's the word I was looking. So there's all these different rules here. There's rabbit hunting. I wouldn't worry about that. Run it twice. These are more advanced things. Um, slow showdown time is about the perfect, and you can always check your hand history, which is good. Time bank. This is one I kind of worry with or work with too. Ooh, spectator mode. This is a brand new one. Um, okay, spectator feature allows specified unseated players to see the whole cards of players at the table. Could work, but I think we want to just keep this as fair as possible for now. So that's good. Preferences, there's other things here we can work with. You can make the deck look differently and stuff like that. And so yeah, this has been a fantastic website. Really, really happy about it and everything. We got our poker club group here. You can kind of see we do keep it active, and I do get a lot of thumbs up and feedback, which is nice. I used to be able to see people who had seen the posts or at least looked like they had, but now that's gone. So I'm kind of, it definitely helps for people to have their feedback and hit the likes and comments and making sure that you guys see your posts. Cause it's like, listen, got to deal with notifications and check and stuff. But when you have a deluge, like once in a while, I'll see like five things for my notification, and then it'll be like all these other posts that I don't care about. Happy birthday, Kyle. So yeah, just a lot going on, so that helps. And like, yeah, so this poker league, I think it's good for, us once again, people in our men in our 30s who like maybe, you're not able to go out to the bar because you got to watch the kids, but from 9 to midnight, theoretically they should be sleeping, and you can step away. If it's a tournament, things will be a little bit different, but also like not the end of the world. Yeah, we have a good group of guys here, 19 people plus three or four that are not in the group. And I think it just kind of works out where some people like consistently like to come. We haven't ran into the issue of not having enough seats for people yet, but everyone's been kind of like understanding. Like I know Tommy Zinke, he'd be neat to see, and a few other people that Jake has invited. But it just you kind of get that regular thing rolling. And if you do have a free night and looking for something to do, like I think that's great. So just the way to visit, catch up on different topics. We definitely hit a lot of different things, and very appreciative of it. So, next topic, I just want to do. uh, Here's my thoughts on media review, and I wanted to share it up. But like, basically, um, I just think there's always a lot of thoughts about the media and why it's not. Uh, let's see. So there's always a lot of quotes about the media being unbiased or biased or unfair and stuff like that. And what it all comes down is to money and readers. So it used to be there was only X amount of papers and you run your stories from, but the most important was that this is how all your other ads got disseminated. So you don't want to pay for more advertising than you have to, but before the internet and Tinder, like if you wanted to advertise or look for someone to date, you'd actually pull out a classified ad from like the in your local newspaper, and some of them are pretty like scandalous. Be like, hey, um, I don't have a good example at the moment, but if you're just thinking of like people would put some pretty risque stuff, like think of the Pina Colada song. That's what people used to do. They put out a personal ad and go out there, and I haven't seen like a lot. Yeah, I this will come down to my preparation for the next episode. 19, we'll just do 1980s here. Interesting typing, New York. Interesting typing between my mic because I think this looks out pretty good, but you'll just see yeah, here person, pretty, petite, athletic male, professional. There's a lot of like things here. Captain seeks mate if you have smooth, beautiful skin that will darken under a tropical sun. If you are a very special woman desiring to share the beauty, adventure, and fun of occasional short and long, far and near cruises on Caribbean, blah blah blah. Like these are like what they're putting out there. So people are paying to put these ads out there. So this is a lot of funding that used to be there for the papers that are no longer there. And so you get these newspapers, their profits are like going way down. So what do? You end up like catering to the people who do care or will pay for ads in your paper, but it really just thins it out. So like there's some good like, you don't need to be in a paper to like do your own journalism. There is a lot of great, interesting things out on YouTube, but there is even more absolute garbage. And like Mr. Beast, for example, I think he maybe some of his stuff is funny, but it's just not for me anymore. And he just puts out a lot of garbage out there. And honestly, these papers of old also used to kind of be really garbo as well. So yeah, part of the problem if with the media and stuff, they just don't have the money like they used to, and get that they don't have like the funds to like build about what they want to do and write stories. Now they have to like chase their writers. So if you complain about the New York Liberal Times, like yeah, they're chasing these affluent liberals who are in New York and other metropolitan areas because that's who their readership is. It's not like conservatives from North Dakota, rural North Dakota or Minnesota are subscribing to the Times a lot. So that's kind of they you can cater to your audience, which is like good as far as like some niche things, but I think kind of like dilutes the product overall. So, all right, last one here. I want to talk about a couple movies that I watched. I would give this first one 3 to 3.5 stars. So this is like there's a new movie coming out, but there's a documentary, and basically here I'll just put it on in the background, and I'm going to turn the sound off, but we'll turn on the closed captioning. So basically, what happened is in somewhere up by Scotland, they have these giant ships that like go out and in charge of like fixing these wells and that go into the bottom of the ocean. So they have these divers who are like in these special pods on the ship. They're locked there for the 2 weeks or whatever it is, and they're like they have this oxygen slash helium mixture so that when they go down to fix these pipes, which they are 100 meters below the surface, so that's pretty fucking crazy. Like that pressure would kill you if you're a diver. So that's why they have to acclimate. It's so important. And so anyways, they have this like they called it umbilical cord, and it carries your hot water to keep your dive suit warm, and then it also has oxygen and then electricity and all this other stuff. And what happened, and usually the ship just kind of sits above the platform and the divers are down there. Well, this that they were on, it has this dynamic positioning sensor to keep the ship in one place, basically. But the wind was real bad and kind of stormy, and then a wave knocked out their system, and so they ended up, getting yanked. And there was these divers, and I think they're wrapped around, and one actually had his umbilical ripped, and so he's down 100 meters below the surface. Like, if you're diving, usually you can like go up and you will be fine, but not here. So they're left one guy, they were knocked away, and so this guy, he had an oxygen tank, but basically it's like 5 minutes worth of oxygen. And so he's down there, the ship's away, and they're trying to scramble to get back because they lost this diver. And um, they end up finding him again. It's like 36 minutes since he had his umbilical covered, so half hour without oxygen. Basically, if you're without oxygen to the brain for 5 minutes, you're um, you know, brain dead essentially. And so crazy story. I won't give it all away. The guy does live, but fucking nuts. And I just wanna maybe I did give it away there, but highly recommend it. And they're actually coming out with a theatrical movie about it. That one was just a documentary. So the second one, my wife and I watched. Actually, we watched both these last two movies, and nope. And it's tough to find one that as a couple that you like all the time. And so that first one was great. And the second one's The Conclave. It's actually pretty timely here. It's about a pope dying and the process to replace him. It was some book that came out that has a star-studded cast. That's Voldemort from Harry Potter, Ralph Fiennes or whatever his name is. And this was just a good movie. I'd give this 3.5 stars. I thought it was well done. Um, it was just it was just very interesting. You can see like the battles between who wants to become pope and all this stuff. And I guess it's kind of accurate for how the pope does get replaced. And like I said, if the pope's kidneys fail here pretty soon or pneumonia, he's 88, so he's probably going to die soon anyway. So just interesting how they get all these cardinals, they're locked in the conclave, and then they have to come to a two-thirds vote on who the new pope should be. So, like I said, super star-studded cast, very interesting, and like definitely a plot twist at the end that I didn't see coming in. So, yeah, I won't give out too much more. That's just kind of where it is. Recommend watching these if you guys are looking for an evening to kill. So, all right, I'm going to post this and we're going to get people signing up for poker and hope to see you soon on Friday.